Hello and welcome to this super lovely, amazing oak tutorial. I don't like very long intros, so we're gonna get right into this. Here are the materials that you're going to need for this build. Pause the video, go get them, and come back when you're ready. All right, let's get started. This is going to be our base plate, so take your oak wood and take your oak planks and kind of set this up for you so that way you know that you have enough space wherever you're going to build this. All right, the pillars on the far ends are only going to be 2 high. The ones in the middle are going to be 3, and then the ones at the very center are going to be 5 high. And that's the same for the ones on the outside as well. If you haven't watched my tutorials before, you may not know this, but sometimes I will just tell people to look at the screen. Because I don't know what you want me to say about this. I can't explain what I'm doing. You just need to follow what I'm doing on the screen, okay? Anyway, we're gonna throw in some railings like this, throw some signs in the front. Lecterns make a great fence option. And then same thing on the other side. That's gonna be a big rule for today, same thing on the other side. But however, on the front, we're gonna do some berries. We're gonna do some signs with lamps and more lecterns. Let's take a pause on the front and let's actually build up this base. So we're going to go up one more block and then add some cross sections for the oak wood. And then just fill in all of that good stuff with your oak planks. For those counting at home, you're building it up to be 5 blocks high. So make sure that your thing is tall enough. I don't know why it wouldn't be. All right, let's talk roofs. You might want to watch this entire section before you move on, but we're gonna make a frame out of just cobblestone. You could go back later and throw in some mossy cobblestone to mix it up, but for now I'm just gonna get the basic shape down. I'm adding some slabs on the bottom for a little bit of diversity and then copying that same thing on the other side, and obviously keeping the stairs going to the center with the slabs on the bottom. Moving to the back, it's the same thing, just in a different font. We're gonna keep the stairs all the way across and then just throw in a couple slabs. Now, let's talk the actual shape of the roof. I'm gonna fill it in all with cobblestone, but what you can do is you're going to fill it in with alternating blocks. So you'll see that I'm gonna throw in some moss, I'm gonna throw in some azalea leaves, I'm throwing in some flowering azalea leaves, some stairs, and some moss carpet. Dude, give yourself a high five. We're almost done with this thing. We're gonna throw in some doors, throw in a couple campfires and put those out, and then just throw some slabs on the bottom. I'm personally throwing in a couple of those little flower things, the blossoms, and then some azalea leaves on the top and some lanterns for lighting. I know we left this area before, but we're gonna come back, throw in some, plants, whatever you wanna grow in your little gardens, you can do that. Another thing I'll say very often in my tutorials is if you're tired and lazy, you don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just throwing in random windows. You can copy these if you want to, but otherwise you could just throw some like leaf blocks and call it like a little overgrown whatever. To be honest, you can also just bone meal around it and get some really tall grass going, and it'll just cover up the fact that it's a blank wall. Like, it's truly not that deep. However, what I do endorse is throwing in some path blocks because it matches the oak really, really well and just gives it that little touch. And just like that, we are done. This is your starter house all complete. I don't really like having really long outros, so I'm just gonna say peace.